The man accused of killing multiple women in Long Island, New York, appeared in court today.
Suspect Rex Heuermann pleaded not guilty last month to the murders of 3 women. The victims' bodies were found on Gilgo Beach more than a decade ago. He's also the prime suspect, in the death of a 4th person.
CBS News national correspondent Errol Barnett has been following the case. He joins us from outside that courthouse. Errol, talk to us about the scene. I mean, what happened today? What are we learning also from his attorney, who we just heard from a few minutes ago?
That's right. Hey there, Lilia and Ed. CBS News was inside the courtroom. I was sitting front row as Rex Heuermann stood before a judge. And really, for the first time, we all got to hear the prosecution's evidence against Heuermann as the discovery phase begins. They're handing over all of their evidence to the defense. They describe it as 8 terabytes of data, files, forms, images, video. They say it equates to thousands of pages of documents and almost 100 hours of surveillance footage, which includes the last moments on camera from one of the victims outside a motel room the night she died some 13 years ago. What was noteworthy to me was Heuermann's demeanor. He was wearing a dark charcoal blazer, had a blue collared shirt underneath, wearing khaki pants. At no point did he turn back to the gallery where the media was seated, as well as some of the victims' relatives, we understand, who were not speaking to the press. He was wearing khaki pants, his hands were cuffed, and he was in the room for a short amount of time, maybe 10 minutes, before being removed and then taken back to the jail, which is connected to the courthouse under a tunnelway beneath where I'm standing now. What's clear is that the prosecution feels they have an overwhelming amount of evidence, and according to Heuermann's court-appointed lawyer, who hasn't seen any of this evidence yet, he says his client is an innocent man.
So given that that attorney has been handed several terabytes worth of information, what do we know might come next in this case? How much longer until we see progress or forward momentum?
Well, in the short term, we know that the next conference hearing is about 8 weeks away. That's September 27th. But here on the steps of the courthouse, just a short time ago, I threw questions both at the district attorney, Ray Tierney, who's leading this case, and Michael Brown, the lawyer for Heuermann, who appeared separately. And it's as if they're singing, of course, as you might imagine, from 2 completely different song sheets. The prosecutor says they continue to interview witnesses, the grand jury continues to meet, and that this case, I mean, remember, these alleged murders, we know these women lost their lives, happened some 13 years ago. He says it will take time before presenting all of this and allowing the defense to sift through everything. Michael Brown, on the other hand, the lawyer representing Heuermann, says that his client tells him he didn't do it. I pressed him on that. I said, how do you explain the online searches, the burner phones, which located Heuermann at the scene of the crimes when the young women lost their lives, as well as the DNA evidence, which links one of the bodies to Heuermann's wife? And the lawyer told me that he hasn't sifted through any of this evidence yet. In fact, he was quite combative with some members of the press and saying, have you seen the evidence? Do you trust what the government says? But he clearly hasn't looked through that evidence and can't make the case, which is why I said to him, well, how do you know your client didn't do it? And he said, my client said that he didn't. I mean, let's not understate as well how much these murders, there were 11 remains found in a similar area around Gilgo Beach 13 years ago. It's transfixed this part of the country. And so to get some form of closure is something people welcome. But the wife of Heuermann has filed for divorce. She says her children, adult children, are suffering. She's upset at the way the house has been effectively turned upside down as they've scoured for evidence. I asked the prosecutor, what do you make of some reports suggesting she may take legal action? He says she's welcome to take whatever legal action she takes, she's interested in, but he is very confident in the case that he has set forth. So we'll hear more specifically in about 8 weeks.
Errol, you just mentioned the 11 bodies that were found or remains in this area. I'm just curious. I mean, I know that the DA has already talked about the possibility that he could be a suspect in all of them. Any indication that they're ready to expand naming him as a suspect beyond these first 4?
It's a great question. In fact, we anticipated that maybe we would hear in today's conference some type of indication that either more charges are coming or that he may be linked to additional murders. We haven't heard that yet. In fact, I pressed the district attorney and said, did anything that you uncovered over those 12 days in the house turn up in this batch of evidence that you're now handing over? And he said, actually, no, we're still looking through all of that evidence. It really gives you a sense of the tip of the iceberg that we've all been given a glimpse of when it comes to the evidence they have. That suggests they have significantly more physical evidence and testimony from witnesses and other people who are giving a bit of a character profile on Heuermann than is actually being presented. So no, not at this stage. Heuermann being charged with allegedly killing 3 of the women and is the lead suspect in a 4th death. But as far as those other murders, they remain to this day unsolved.
Errol Barnett there on Long Island tracking this incredible case, which is obviously going to drag out now for quite some time, but we appreciate the update. Take care.
You got it.